Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, part 2 of this. I didn't expect to make a part 2, but somebody asked a pretty good question. They questioned something I did in the video. I contoured part of that item, and if you didn't watch part 1, you might be a little bit confused. But I made a duplicate of that, and I moved it up where I could see both sides of that, and then I Control D again, because I really want that inner one. So I'm going to do this twice and show the person why I contoured it. And it's just personal preference, the way I think it looks. So we need to change our nudge factor to 6 inches, and we'll make a duplicate of that. And so I'm going to take this first one, and I'm going to do it without a contour. So let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to get that black, and you can see I've got black selected, and I'm going to move it out of the way. Then I'm going to get rid of my 2 additional ones I did, and I'm going to make this one red, and I'm going to make this one white, and then I'm going to put it on there. And I'm going to show you the difference and I'm still going to go ahead and go to effects. And I love people questioning, because maybe I didn't explain it, why I did it. So that looks pretty good. But to me, it's going from the top to the bottom. So this one, we're not going to contour, or we are going to contour. So I'm going to get that shape, move it over. I'm going to left click, right click. I'm going to go to effects and contour. And I'm going to contour the inside like 0.01, because this is pretty little. Maybe that's not even enough. Yeah. So let's back up here and let's go 0.05. And see what it did? It shortened and thinned the object. Now, normally I break my contour apart, and that might be a little bit too much, but I don't really care right now, because I think it's going to look good. So I'm going to go down with it, and I'll get rid of this, and then I'll move it up, and then I'll get rid of my outside 2 items, make this red, make this white, and move it over. Now let's move them over side by side. Now I have not blurred this one yet, so we're going to grab the white, and you can see down there I've got white grab. And I shouldn't have closed it, but I always close my dockers too early. Blur, Gaussian blur. Now I'm going to leave it on the same amount of blur. To me, it looks, and I might be a little bit thin with my graphic, and also I could take it and actually move it around a little. Well, you'd want to set your nudge factor on something low like 0.01. And this way you can kind of get it more on the edge if you wanted to, and just kind of play around. That's probably a little bit too much, where this one probably is more perfect. And that's something I've always learned. If you were going to make this and then make this bigger, watch what happens to the Gaussian bar. Well, that time it looks good. But see, here's the difference. That's why I contour. So I don't get that full stretch, because I'm imagining the light coming from here. So really what happened when I made this bigger is it makes the Gaussian blur not a blur and more like a line. So when you are using the Gaussian blur, and you could still change that, you can grab the Gaussian blur back. But when you're working with it, if you're going to blur something, have it the size you want the object. Because see, now I can blur this a little bit more, get it more to my satisfaction. Anyway, I really appreciate questions. I blurred the whole thing, so it doesn't look as good. Anyway, I hope that answered their question, and thank you for watching.